Good afternoon at the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Down studio. I'm Ross Johnston. The Super Bowl is set as Mike Vrabel's Patriots will take on Mike McDonald's Seahawks in Santa Clara. Yesterday, the Patriots defeated the Broncos 10-7 in Denver as weather greatly impacted the second half. Drake May and Cortland Sutton had the game's lone touchdowns. Meanwhile, in Seattle, we got a barn burner as the Seahawks beat the Rams 31-27. Sam Darnold and Matthew Stafford went blow for blow as Darnold finished with 346 yards and 3 touchdowns, while Stafford had 374 yards and 3 touchdowns as well. In Titans news, due to weather conditions, head coach Robert Saleh's introductory press conference has been moved to Thursday at 2 p.m. Central. Also, according to Tom Pelissero, the Titans plan to interview Cliff Kingsbury and Adam Stenavich today for their offensive coordinator position. And in some more Titans news, former defensive coordinator Denard Wilson has signed to become the new defensive coordinator for John Harbaugh and the New York Giants. Lastly, Jordan Schultz reports that Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders has been added to the Pro Bowl roster as a replacement, which makes him the first fifth-round rookie to make the Pro Bowl since Puka Nacua. For all your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome into Cover 2 on 104.5 The Zone, sponsored by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. I am not the voice of Zach Lyons, as he is down in Mobile for the Senior Bowl kicking off this week, the Panini Senior Bowl, a new sponsor down there.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, no more Reese's. It's Panini, the trading card company. So him and Stoney Keeley from Football and Other F Words headed down there to Mobile. We'll check in with him a little bit this week. I'm Joe Spinano. Alongside me is the legend himself, the hitman, Blaine Bishop. Blaine, how was your trip in amongst the ice and exploding trees and everything going on around Nashville?
Exploding trees. Is that the case? That's the term we're using, exploding, or are they just...
That's what it's been happening.
They are exploding?
Yeah,
so they're popping.
Oh.
So, like, the ice in there, like, gets them to, like, pop, and so they crack,
really?
and that causes them to fall.
Oh, so that's why they explode. Oh, okay, yeah. Nah, it wasn't bad for me coming in from, Franklin. The freeway was clear, except for the semi-truck, so we had to make a detour there. They shut the freeway down there, right there at Harding. So coming up, what is that, Franklin Road? Oh, man, the trees there gave me a good insight on what the Nashville was really dealing with the lines and all the trees falling down into the street, one lane pretty much the whole way. Then you have to go on the other side of the road there for a little bit. So, yeah, man, everybody be safe out there, man. I guess the tough part is over now. It's about getting as much salt out there and getting the power back up for everybody in more Nashville, right?
I think so.
I think the news, or at some point, the news yesterday said it was approaching 190,000 without power in Nashville. So, if you guys are out there, just stay safe. Stay off the roads if you can. If you got to go, stay on the main roads. Be on the lookout for trees and signs falling down.
What about your area?
We were fine down in Murfreesboro. Yeah, we're main roads were all clear. Interstates were all clear.
Yeah.
So
in your neighborhood, though, my neighborhood was pretty bad.
It was
it was like, ugh.
I don't have any hills in my neighborhood, or at least where our house is. So I didn't have to go up and down any hills. So it was pretty flat for me. So that definitely helped.
Saw something this morning on Twitter that said like 21% of the power outages in the country right now are in the Nashville area, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just gotten slammed.
I know. I had so many friends and family texting me, so I knew that the word is out there in Nashville. Like Nashville is down. I was like, no, I think we're doing pretty good, nice and cozy. What's it called when you got to get out of the house?
Cabin fever.
Yeah, that's exactly what my wife was saying to some of her employees. They wanted to get out because they read all weekend. Everybody was so feared about what was going on.
Yep.
So, it's probably going to be another day, though. School was out, right? For a couple days.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most Middle Tennessee counties are out, if not all.
Yeah.
Which those kids enjoy it, man. It's trust me, it's one of the best experiences of your life to wake up and see your county is not going to school that morning.
Oh, When they get to go play in the snow? No play in the snow?
I don't know. Kids do that anymore
icy,
like
too.
that.
Yeah, the ice,
because like
man.
a lot of the grass where you would think the snow would be it's ice. It's just ice over top of the grass.
That means
So-
you can pick up some real speed if you're sledding.
Yeah, I have a slope in my driveway. I went out there after I opened my garage, and the slope hits real quick. And I thought, I can just kind of walk down here and walk my dog or something. I don't know. I was going to test it out before I even did it. Man, I fell and bust my what,
man.
boy, real quick. I mean, about as fast as I fell, I bounced off that concrete so fast. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be so sore and hurt. It was yesterday, so I didn't. It worked out pretty good for me on my elbow.
I elected to walk down the grass and just like kind of break the ice with my
up.
feet because you can't break it on the concrete because it's pretty sturdy. But on the grass, you can break it, get some grip in there. So that's what I elected to do. I know Ross.
Yeah,
Joseph and I had
front porch. I did that.
Joseph and I had an adventure getting my mom's car into our parking lot here. So if you're listening, Mom, sorry. Everything's fine, I promise.
What happened?
He got stuck at the gate.
I pulled up to the part where you got to scan your card to get in at the gate and stop the car, and it started like sliding back, and then it got stuck. So we had to like chip the ice around and just whip that thing around. Joseph got it done.
Oh,
so everything's all
he
good.
called me. I was in here doing some work, and he called me. He goes, "Hey, are you at the station?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm up eating lunch, doing some work." He goes, "I'm stuck. Can you come help me?" I had to walk out there, grabbed the ice scraper out of the back seat, and just started chipping around the ice under his tires, and eventually got it loose. Yeah.
Hey man,
Which, by the way, you can only
you didn't
keep.
buy your mom some new tires, man.
No, they're fine. You can only keep your hand out of your pockets right now for like 10 seconds before they freeze solid. Just a rough weekend for people in Nashville, if you know what I'm saying. A lot of bad stuff going on.
We hope everybody's staying safe, staying warm, staying inside if you can. No need to go outside. Unless you want to go out and play. Don't go outside and unless you have to go to work like us.
No, you have to. It's
If you have to, you're good. But stay inside. Enjoy the day off.
Unless you got cabin.
Unless you get cabin fever.
Yeah.
Then go on a walk, but don't slip.
That's the only reason why Ross is here today.
Yeah, because he got cabin fever.
Yeah,
He
had to get out.
He texted me last night and said, I can't stay in the house anymore. I got to get out.
Can only get killed in Fortnite so many times. Had to get out of the house.
For those of you stuck in the house yesterday, you did get to watch two very different games.
Very good games, though.
Both very good, but both very different styles in the AFC Championship game and the NFC Championship game. The Super Bowl is set after yesterday. It'll be the Patriots versus the Seahawks. That game on Sunday, February 8th at Levi's Stadium. Seattle opens up as a 5-point favorite over New England. So we can get into our initial thoughts, but I kind of want to go through these games because they were drastically different, but both, I think, equally entertaining in their own way. So starting with the AFC Championship game, I don't know if you saw on the TV, they were showing the differences between the first snap and then of the first quarter and the first snap of the fourth quarter. And just the difference, because
how much the snow was coming down.
I mean, it completely covered the field to the point where on the graphic on the screen, the score bug, they were putting up what yard marker the ball was at because you couldn't see the lines on the TV anymore because the snow had just covered everything. So they were having to electronically put up for those viewing at home. But Sean Payton, I think the biggest call in this game is Sean Payton electing to go for it early in this game on fourth down in the red zone with a backup quarterback with a chance to go up 10. Goes for it on fourth down, doesn't get it instead of kicking the field goal where they could have gone up 10. Patriots end up kicking the field goal later in the game that puts them up by 3, and just neither of the offenses could manage to do anything, and that was the difference in the game. That and the fact that Drake May, who didn't have a stellar day through the air, because he didn't need to, it's because he did a lot with his legs. 10 of 21, 86 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions in the air. On the ground, 10 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown, including some very pivotal first down runs from the quarterback there late in that game. What'd you see from this AFC Championship game?
Yeah, well, I mean, we got to give Vrabel. We all know his time management skills. Right before the half and coming out of halftime, he just dominates these coaches. But Sean Payton, man, that call there, and I couldn't believe that he went for there. And I don't know if analytics, because it happened in both games, just kind of different circumstances, tells you to go for it. That was a no-brainer. You got to look at the actual game in its totality. It was going to be a defensive game. You could see how the score was low, not a lot of yards, as you're talking about there with New England as far as the quarterback, Drake May, and I think you take the points. Now, there's a adage, in the playoffs, you're going to go for the kill. If you get 14, the game is over because pretty much, teams can't score. But if you don't get it, then they punt, and then that's what led to the next score. So, in field position, time, the field position just changed over all of that. So I thought Sean Payton, I heard him on NFL Network kind of admitting that he made a mistake. He should have ran the ball. I didn't even like the fourth down call, to be honest.
Booting to the boundary.
That just makes no sense to me. You have a sharp boundary side of the field. I don't understand. Sometimes I think some of these, especially these coaches that are offensive driven, really good play callers. McVay did the same thing. I just did not like that decision, let alone that play call. That pretty much, right when that happened, I said, this game is over. I said, because then they scored, and then Vrabel does what Vrabel does. He takes advantage of right before the half, and they were getting the ball out of the second half because he deferred, and then they went down and pretty much won the game with their defense. But they missed a field goal. They still had other shots. Denver missed a field goal. The wind and the snow, the condition became horrible there in the second half. And then, Sean Payton, Stidham, I thought he was going to play solid, and he did. But when he had to make critical decisions and when the play broke down, that's when he was trying to force things. That fumble there, that was just horrendous.
The interception late.
Man, come on, man, throw it away. So I thought he did admirable, but I wish that wasn't his first game because, man, some people are going to look at him. I know that game, he didn't win the game, but that he could be potentially a starter, in a tight pinch starter in this league. That's just how it goes. It's no different than how good you think he is compared to Malik Willis at Green Bay. Mm-hmm. See? And that's what I'm looking at, the free agency style. People are going to take risk and may trade for the guy. I don't know. I mean, obviously, Peyton thinks he's really good because he's been with them and the Patriots, by the way. McDaniels on the other side there. Both had him with New England. So that was a tough one there. Hats off to Vrabes and the Pats getting it done 1 year. He's in the big dance. So that was pretty impressive there just to even get to that point, and then, man, they closed it out. It was no defying. Vrabel is a high-level coach, and man, I don't know if it's just because it's more defense, but, man, why doesn't a guy like Sean Payton, it felt like it was easy to me sitting on my couch to say, kick the field goal instantly, and what you need to do is fight against is, and I used to watch Fisher do this all the time, kick the field goal. He just don't think about it because your instincts are going to make you want to go for it. We're going to kick the field goal. We're going to keep moving on. But, man, that was tough. And, McVay did the same thing there. I thought he should have kicked the field goal at the end of the game because it was a 2-score game. And then you could maybe potentially get in position to kick the field goal. Because you got to think Seattle was going to go conservative and that they're going to run the football. So, yeah, that was another one there. And then they, ran out of time. So, that was I liked it because it was a defensive game. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people want to see some scoring. Tough to see. I remember a fall game you couldn't really see one time years ago. But, that was a real barn burner for a defensive, game and running the football. That was pretty unique.
Yeah, I almost wonder if Bo Nix was still their starter and with his ability to run, if that game would have been different for the Broncos offensively. Because Stidham had a lot of opportunities to run, but he's an NFL player. He's athletic enough, but I mean, he's not nowhere the mobility of what Bo Nix can bring. So I would really, if we could, just go back to an alternate universe and see Bo Nix in that game. Same conditions, same way the weather played out, just with the different quarterback to see if the Broncos could have gotten it done.
We saw it. You didn't see it?
No?
Yeah. It was just his name was Drake May.
Ah.
Yeah, that's what we saw because they're about the same athlete. Those guys are really good athletes and they can run when need be. We got to see Drake May, run for some first downs, and they were critical plays in that game. So, yeah, we got to see. I think they're about equal as far as athleticism. So I would say you got to see it just on the other side.
Just on the other side.
Well, that is the thing about a guy, like the difference between Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham is in the pass game, if nothing's there for Denver and Bo still has time, he can make something out of it with his legs.
Yeah.
Jarrett Stidham isn't necessarily that type of quarterback. Now he pulled a read option early in the game. Great call, great pull by him. But that's the type of stuff like you'll get one of those a game as a guy like that, one or two a game if you're lucky, because it changes how defenses play when they've got a guy back there who they know isn't as mobile. They're not worried about that element of the game as much. I don't know if there would have been a different outcome, but you're right. That would have probably affected the game in a different way if Bo was out there.
Because he was getting chased in the backfield a ton by that Patriots front. And I wonder if the mobility was a little bit better from the quarterback play on their side. If maybe some of those plays got extended a little bit more, maybe he found somebody downfield. Maybe if he was able to find a crease and run for some yards instead of just throwing it away and keeping the play alive. But, well, I guess we'll never know because it didn't happen. You got to play with the circumstances that are in your lap, and that's what the Broncos did. They put a valiant effort, but not enough to beat the weather and beat the Patriots. And now the Patriots are headed to their 12th Super Bowl as a franchise.
That's the NFL record, isn't it? If I was guessing.
Ooh, let me look that up.
Look at both of you guys.
The only one I saw is that I believe they're 1 win away from tying the 49ers for most playoff wins or something like that as a franchise.
Could have that wrong. 12? I'm trying to think back in the Green Bay, maybe back. I don't know how long ago for. I don't know.
So they do hold the record with 12.
I was going to say, I knew that was up there, man. Man.
So
Robert Kraft, man.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll dive a little bit into the NFC Championship game, what we saw from a very offensive game compared to the defensive style of the AFC Championship game. It was fun. It was fireworks. We'll also take a look, if we got some time, at the NFL coaching cycle, because the hire was made over the weekend for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
And there are 4 openings left in the NFL. We'll take a look at that as well right here on 104.5 The Zone. This is Cover 2. Welcome back into Cover 2 on 104.5 The Zone, live from the Circa Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studios. I am Joseph Bonanno, filling in for Zach Lyons, who's down at the Panini Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. Hopefully he had a safe trip through the ice and snow and winter weather.
Oh, yeah, Alabama's doing good. Right.
So I think they got out a little earlier than they were intending. And so I think they were able to miss like the worst parts of it.
Right. I don't think it got to Alabama.
Yeah.
Though, right.
Yeah. So I think they got out of Middle Tennessee early. So from what I heard, they are, I think they're there. I think they got there yesterday.
I don't think it would have hit Mobile at all either, because like Florida is completely fine. It's right there on that line.
Yeah. So we'll check in with Zach from the Senior Bowl later in the week as we get his takes on some of the players down there. But we just got done going through the AFC Championship game, and the Patriots coming out victorious in that one, heading to their 12th Super Bowl as a franchise. Drake May.
Which is a record, by the way. Why did you just a headliner right there?
It is a record. Most in NFL history. 12 appearances in the Super Bowl. And it's crazy because they won, 6 of those? I mean, that's insane. Half of your Super Bowl appearances you've won. Well, I use 6 out of 11, so over half. So if they win this one, that'd be 7 out of 12.
You got a 50-50 shot to win it, Joseph. In theory.
That's
but yes,
pretty,
it is insane.
That's pretty crazy. They will be facing off against the Seattle Seahawks, led by the one and only Sam Darnold. And I know that you, Blaine, have been a big believer in Sam and advocate for Sam Darnold, at least since I've been here. His journey to the Super Bowl is incredible.
Oh, you never found that? Did you never look for that? Yeah, because I just love that story because of the situation he was in here. But when you watched him, because I had never heard of him when he was, besides the USC, and then I was just like, oh, he's probably good, just another USC quarterback. They've had a laundry list of them. And then I watched his pro day, and I was like, hey, man, this guy can throw like I haven't seen in a long, long time. Just his throwing talent was pretty impressive. And it's really hard to impress. I'm a hard judge on these guys, and man, I thought, wow. And then he went to the Jets and kind of, laid an egg and he stunk it up. But it's the Jets, and you got to remember, now he would show flashes, and I think that just wasn't enough. New coach come in, actually solid, right? And then they want to start clean slate, so they don't even, I don't think they even gave him a chance, did they?
No, they
right.
traded.
So they moved on from him, and this is understandable too. Because you're hearing what's really happening. Or are you looking at it and saying, like, kind of how Callahan did, oh, I can work with Levis. I think I can make some, and then it doesn't, then now it's on you. So I think they went that route. And then he kind of bounced around and the different teams until he got to Minnesota, where he looked really good. But I think sitting on the bench there with San Francisco was really good for him. Got his confidence back, got his mojo, and then start slinging it around. And then gradually, people don't understand, once you get the term that you're a bust, they think that now you're never going to be anything, and you get to write your own story, is what I said on Friday, that Sam Darnold is legitimately a really, really good quarterback, and a quarterback that you can win a Super Bowl with. And I believe that. You got to have some good pieces around him. I mean, he's got some good pieces around him. He's got a running game. He's got an elite receiver in JSC, who was unstoppable. Titans couldn't stop him either. So
I don't think anybody this year could stop him.
Yeah, so he's phenomenal. So I just good to see that. Get to, right the end to the story, I guess you could say a little bit now. He hadn't won a Super Bowl or anything like that, but he got to, in a big-time moment, he's shown that he can play in those big moments, because that was his next step, and he kind of failed at that in Minnesota. And then even, here this year, until you see him do it, where you're going to be a believer in Sam Darnold. And I always kind of believe, and people don't understand the support that you need when you're a player, that your coach believes in you. I mean, and it's at every level. It doesn't change when you get to the pros. No different if you're in high school to college. If you know your coach believes in you, then you don't play not to make a mistake. You play to the mistakes that never bother me, because I know I'm going to make mistakes, and it's how I respond to those mistakes really is what's going to determine if I'm a good player or not. So I'm just happy for him. And then Seattle and the Rams have been two really good teams all across the board outside of the Rams special teams. So they're a good balanced team. And I thought these two teams were the best two teams I thought in the NFL, really, to be honest. So
and that game that they played against each other was
third time this
phenomenal.
year, right?
Third time this year, and the Seahawks, I believe, got them all 3 times.
I saw the other one. Did they get them all 3?
Did the Seahawks win all 3?
Oh, because I saw the other one when I learned that new rule when the ball was tipped back. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm still learning new rules to the league. And they won that game because of a game kind of changed, but. Yeah, the Seahawks, man, they were bringing it. But McVay, once again, go ahead.
2-1. So Rams won on November 16th, 21-19. And then the Seahawks won on the last game of the year, 30-25.
Yeah, I watched that one.
And in the playoffs, 38-37. So didn't get them all 3 times, but 2 out of 3. That's they won the series. They won the 3-game series.
Matthew Stafford is to me, he's the best thrower in the league now. So he's a heck of a competitor. He's just interested to see how much longer he's going to go. He was healthy this year. I know coming into the season is back, so he held up pretty strong. When you got Puka, Devontae, Adams.
And he's more likely going to win an MVP.
Yeah, he should. So Dan Orlovsky had a good tweet too.
What did he say?
Stafford in Seattle this season. So he went 0-2. His numbers in Seattle this year. 51 of 84, 831 yards, and 6 touchdowns, no picks in 2 games. Yeah. Won neither of them.
Yeah. So
that's tough. Listen to some of the stats from the key performers. And the Seahawks 31 over the Rams 28 in the AFC Championship game last night. Sam Darnold, who we just got done talking about, 25 of 36, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Matthew Stafford, 22 of 25, 374 for 3 and 0 interceptions. Puka Nacua, 9 catches, 145 yards and a touchdown. And Jackson Smith-Njigba, 10 for 153 and a score. This was the exact opposite of the AFC Championship game. It was a barn burner. It was an offensive masterclass from both play callers. I know you really liked what you saw from Clint Kubiak over there in Seattle.
I like the way he calls plays. I like their style of play, just good balance, run game, pass game. You don't have to have an elite quarterback, just a good, efficient quarterback. I think that's what happened in this game. Third down efficiency for the Rams wasn't so good, and the Seahawks were really good. And I think that helps. So a good balanced team. The Rams got an elite quarterback. So,
I think Kenneth Walker for the Seattle has been a really big difference maker for them, because him kind of splitting time with Zach Charbonnet, they were fine. It was decent run game, but the fact, since Charbonnet's gone out with that knee injury, I think it was a knee injury, but since he's gone out with injury and Kenneth Walker's become the guy in the backfield, this playoffs specifically, he has taken them to another level. On top of that, what you have with JSN and Darnold, what they're doing in the pass game, plus that defense is just so consistent. Their secondary is very athletic. They're very big. They don't make a ton of mistakes. I know they had a couple instances in that game yesterday we were talking about where they were talking, and then they ended up getting beat by some really good wide receivers. But for most of the season, that defense has been really good. And the combination of what their offense can do and what their defense can do when it locks in is exactly why they're in the Super Bowl facing the Patriots on February 8th.
Yeah, we could be speaking the other way with the Rams.
The Rams are the exact same way.
That special team snafu, that drop punt there, I feel really sad for that guy. But that was pretty much the difference in the game, really. And then Woolen almost lost it for the Seahawks now, talking smack to the sideline with the unsportsmanlike conduct call. They're jibber-jabbing to the whole sideline there. The referees have been pretty consistent. I wouldn't have called it in this moment in a playoff game, but I get why they did that. And he's got to do better than that. And then he came back, his head wasn't in, and then he came back and got beat by Puka for a touchdown the next freaking play. So, he was probably his head spinning at that point in time. So, yeah, that was unfortunate. But they were able to recover. And then, naturally, the Rams got a shot, but they ran out of time. I thought they should have kicked the field goal there. Sean McVay, the drive before there, because it was a 2-game score. So, don't put it all out there on that one. Because I just thought that the Seahawks were going to be a little conservative and run the football. And you were going to get the ball back, but no matter how much time was going to be the question. Eventually, once you got to stop. They didn't get a stop initially, but eventually got to stop. So, I thought that was the bad call to go for it there as well. I know a lot. I guarantee you analytics in both cases, in both games, said go for it. I promise you that. And that's one thing that the numbers can't do for you, tell you the situation that you're in. It's math. So math can't tell you the feel of the game and what direction the game is going on. You have to do that as a coach. You take all the information in, and then you have to make, your decision. So I thought both of those decisions, these guys are great play callers and great head coaches. One with a Super Bowl, both of them have Super Bowl rings. So obviously, their aggressive nature and wanting to win so much sometimes, can get you. I thought they put their teams in bad situations there, and that was one, again. So, hey, but it was a great game. I picked the Seahawks. I got that one right. I picked the Broncos. Got that one wrong. So I was 1-1 for the weekend. But, man, you got to be excited for Vrabel and crew, all the coaching staff over there that were on the Titans staff, as well as players, too. I think it's like 10 and 10. I don't know, 10 players, 10 coaches that were on the staff. And Brave doing a great job after sitting out, and then with the Seahawks. So it's revisionist history. When was the last time these two teams, when Mr. Malcolm Butler intercepted to win the game?
It was the 2014 season, so it had been February of 2015. Patriots won 28-24 on the Malcolm Butler interception at the goal line when everybody knows they should have given the ball to Marshawn Lynch.
Some of those guys, Richard Sherman and that crew, that defense, they're still pissed off about that. They won't let it go.
Man.
I also
let it go.
It almost gets underrated to me, the Butler play, because of how much people talk about Pete Carroll not running the ball there.
Yeah.
Or the Seahawks not running them. The play he had to make to overcut that and not only make a play on it, but pick it off, that could have easily been just a PBU. And it's second and goal or whatever.
He fought through contact on the interception. He held on to it. He jumped it route perfectly.
Made sure to not fall back in the end zone and get a potential safety.
It was a really good play by Malcolm Butler. But I don't care. Pete Carroll, give it the beast mode. What are you doing?
Yeah, I thought so.
So
too.
Mike McDonald, if you get inside the 3-yard line, we know what the play call is going to be.
Give it to Kenneth Walker.
I wouldn't be surprised they may run a boot or something. But, it's funny. I talked to Malcolm Butler about that play. He said that they had practiced that actual play.
Oh, yeah, there's film of it.
Yeah. He said that so he knew it. And, it's one thing to practice, another thing for a guy to jump it and believe that it's going to happen, that you're going to make the play on it.
And, on that stage, in that moment, game on the line.
In the Super Bowl, man, that was pretty awesome.
So, what are your initial thoughts on this matchup, Patriots and Seahawks? Like I said, Seattle opens up as a 5-point favorite. This game is headed to San Francisco at Levi Stadium, where they'll play it. What do you think between these two teams? The roads that these two teams have taken are vastly different. I know a lot of people want to point out the Patriots and their schedule that they faced and it being super easy. I think I found 12 of their 17 regular season games came against teams with losing records.
Yeah, but what about in the playoffs, though?
In the playoffs?
They play really good defenses.
So Chargers, they won 16-3.
Don't get me started on this.
The Chargers,
don't get me started
but
on
Chargers were what ranked on defense? They were a top 10 defense. I know the other teams were top 5. We could talk about their weak schedule, which it was. Yeah. But once they got in the playoffs, all bets are off. They have played well in the play, at least well enough to win those games.
And they won.
Even with Drake May, in that first game there against the Chargers, with turning the ball over.
And the Texans. Fumbling all over the place. Yeah.
So they play some pretty high-level defenses in the playoffs.
Well, it's two things for me. One, it's not their fault that these other teams on their schedule weren't good this year.
You play the schedule in front of you.
And then two, they're winning. They're winning games, so you're like, oh, they got to play Jarrett Stidham, whatever. Okay, they won. You would have made fun of them if they lost. What do you want them to do?
Mm-hmm.
So,
hey, did you get some break? I always talk about luck, and it's kind of a broad term, but you got to get some breaks along the way. And look, they took advantage of the schedule. They got them to where they were, and then they won some nail biters here with, a backup quarterback who, played as though he's a starter. He didn't look like he was rattled at any point in time in this game. They earned it, man.
Let's also let's also not act like the Patriots have this incredible roster either, if we're being honest.
Yeah,
you look at it on paper.
They won, 4 games last year?
Yeah.
Four
they
games,
brought,
and
they
they're in the
brought
Super
free
Bowl.
agents in, but it's not, there's not a bunch of crazy guys on there.
Well, they made some great signings in free agency, and they had a good draft. So just quality players, and they're playing discipline a la, let's give it to Vrabel and his staff.
So well coached.
That there, and then they start believing. And once that is rooted amongst the team, and you start believing you can beat any team, and you start believing in your coaching staff, and you start believing in all the guys around you, man, that is a powerful, powerful thing in the locker room, and you feel like you're invincible regardless. And then when people start going down, you next man up. I mean, it's kind of fascinating how, Vrabel has done that in his staff within this one season. That is what's more impressive to me than anything. And, you got to give credit to McDaniels there at the quarterback because they already had a quarterback. Mm-hmm. They had pieces. Then they added certain pieces that they needed and everything else. But to come together that quickly and to play like this at that level consistently in the National Football League, that's impressive.
Yeah, and, I think he learned a lot from the final 2.5 years here at Tennessee, because you can tell how he interacts with this team and the way that they buy in, that he's maybe, I don't want to say he's taken some off, because he was pretty hard on guys here. I don't want to say he's taken some off on that, but I feel like he's maybe approached it a little differently, and he's kind of coming at it from both sides, from because you see, like, on the field, coming off the field after games, hugging his players in the locker room, the way he treats them, like, it's a little bit different than what we were used to here. I feel like, at least towards the end, with this, I guess what everyone believed Vrabel was this hard ass that got onto his players, and it's my way, my way, my way.
Uh-huh. And if you talk to the media people there, I just ask them, how has he been, from a media perspective, and they say none of the things that I heard here. That we saw here.
Yep.
So I think he did some self-reflection that year. He took off and he was with the Browns, and maybe kind of say, maybe I can do some things differently. That's what really good coaches do. We talk from him to even like Nick Saban, changing his defensive scheme or his whole philosophy. And, it's a passing league. Now I got to put up points and not a run left, run right, play solid defense. So those coaches that are really good, they evolve. And I would say that's what Vrabel did. And self-reflection probably said, I want to be a little more personable, but yet still have that edge in who I am.
Yep.
And have some disciplined players, and it's worked really well for him. So, yeah, man, you got to tip the cap, man.
It also helps that he is an offensive coordinator that's established with that franchise, with that organization. He's done the head coach thing, or he's tried the head coach thing. It didn't work, and so where Josh McDaniels is going to be.
Well, that was his kryptonite, is offensive coordinators, and luckily for him, Mr. Kraft said you have to hire Josh McDaniels. So
maybe some owner guidance up there is maybe a good thing.
It worked out, man. Hey, well, I just say that. I want to figure out a way to, to work with you. Hey, man, you going to take the offensive coordinator, or you're not going to be the coach? What you want to do?
Yep. So, so Super Bowl, Patriots, Seahawks, that's coming up February 8th. 3HL will be there all next week as they preview it. We'll preview it back here at the station as well.
Oh, you'll be there too, huh?
I'll be there. We're going to San Francisco. We're going to Vegas for 2 days. And then we're going to San Francisco on Wednesday. And then we'll be there Wednesday through Friday.
The Super Bowl's in Vegas?
No, we're making a pit stop.
Oh, yeah, you do. See, that's what I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
You making a pit stop on the station's dime? I don't know how that works.
We're going to Circus Sports.
Oh, yeah, go to Circus Sports.
Going to Circus Sports. Proud sponsor of 104.5 The Zone.
Oh, okay.
And the studio sponsor.
They'd have to drag me out of there.
Oh, I think Ross said he'll be there too. He'll work from afar.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'll come help out. Whatever y'all need.
Vegas.
All right.
Make sure the casinos are clean and safe.
Ross. All right, when we come back, I want to take a look at this coaching cycle and what jobs are left. The Steelers making a hire this weekend, going after probably what everybody could assume was going to happen, going after Mike McCarthy, guy who's from that area. I heard Ramon this morning say some interesting things about that hire, and so
Did he?
Yeah, it was a interesting take that I think,
Steelers fans ain't happy. I'm gonna tell you that much.
and I'd tell you
What are they more mad about? Arthur Smith play calling or this hire?
Well, Arthur Smith is gone.
I think.
I know, but I mean,
I think this. Honestly, I think
they
this
did
hire.
they did not like his play calling.
That's tough for me, man, because I've seen
think
both
this,
sides
I
of
think
it.
this hire. I'm gonna be honest.
The hometown guy.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, wow.
We could talk about it. In the
I'll
next
tell you what
segment.
Ramon said coming up next. This is cover 2 on 104.5 The Zone, brought to you by All Four Seasons Garage Doors.
Easy. What to know about a Burrowfix performs and at below dealer pricing. And you don't have to put up with dealer pricing because you won't get ghosted and waiting all over the place and wondering what's going on with your vehicle. You will get a call back. And Eurofix fixes everything European, plus a rental car is available with every appointment. Locations all over the state of Nashville, or city, Nashville, Franklin, Belmead, Murfreesboro, Mount Juliet. And all you have to do is just give them a call at 844-EUROFIX. That's right, 844-EUROFIX, or visit them online at myEurofix.com. That's myEurofix.com.
Welcome back into Cover 2 on 104.5 The Zone. I'm Joseph Bonanno. Alongside me, Blaine Bishop, a.k.a. The Hitman. And another position was filled, another head coach position was filled this weekend. Mike McCarthy going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. That makes 6 of the 10 openings now filled. So the Titans go after Robert Saleh. Giants get John Harbaugh. The Falcons get Kevin Stefanski. The Dolphins get Jeff Hafley. The Ravens get Jesse Minter. The Steelers get Mike McCarthy. That leaves the Bills, the Raiders, the Cardinals, and the Browns as the 4 jobs left open in the NFL. Now,
got any bold predictions of any of those?
I really don't know. I really don't know what the Raiders and Cardinals are going to do. They just kind of felt like they're like which is weird with the Raiders because they've got the first overall pick with Fernando Mendoza potentially coming in. And you would feel like there would be a lot more talk with them, especially with Tom Brady being part of the ownership and stuff. But I really haven't heard a lot from them. I know Dayball's still in contention for the Raiders. I know he's still in contention for the Bills. And those are kind of the 2 jobs holding back. And we'll get into more of the Titans offensive coordinator stuff in hour number 2. But, man, I really don't know. The interesting thing is the Browns. This is insane to me what's happening with them. So first off, they've had multiple candidates pull their name from the running, including Grant Udinski, who's the offensive coordinator for the Jaguars. That came out today, according to Diana Rossini. Mike McDaniel. Got
him a raise, though.
They did get him a raise. It did. And he's still in the running for the Bills job. So he didn't want the Browns head coach job, but he's still in the running for the Bills head coach job. So something about those Browns. Mike McDaniel, who elected to take an offensive coordinator position with the Chargers over a head coaching position with the Browns, pulled himself out of consideration. Jesse Minter pulled himself out of consideration right before he got hired with the Ravens. And then Rams DC Chris Shula apparently declined an interview with the Browns altogether. So the Browns are getting a lot of no's from some of these top candidates. And I think part of the reason is a report that came from Tom Pelissero over the weekend, which I thought was insane on how they're handling their head coaching search. And this is what he had to say. The Browns search process is unlike any in the NFL, and it plays to certain types of candidates. They are a data-driven operation in Cleveland. They spend an extraordinary amount of time gathering data on their coaching candidates. You're talking about taking a personality test. You're talking about writing an essay. You're talking about completing homework assignments between the first and second rounds of the interviews. It plays towards the type of candidates that they have in the mix, which is very smart people. Questionnaires, multi-part essays, personality tests, and additional homework assignments you get through the first round and into the second round. Have you ever heard of an NFL organization giving tests to their coaching candidates to narrow it down the list?
I wouldn't know, but I'm not surprised though, to be honest. Because it's about reflecting on what all their experiences were and what they think they need to do to find the right guy. Maybe they had a good coach, but maybe his personality didn't fit with the organization. So that's why he done. But then, all the homework and all that stuff. Hey, if you want the job, we want to see how much you really want it. So I'm not opposed to any of this stuff.
It doesn't seem like anybody wants a job, Blaine. Everybody's pulling out from consideration, which is weird. I mean, I don't remember a team like this just getting so many no's and no, I'm good from a lot of these top candidates.
Yeah. I think, the media only reports certain things. They're more, I'm going to say media is more reactive than proactive. So I'm sure someone in there knows what's really going on. Why the guys are pulling out, and maybe it's how they're going about, this process, and maybe they don't want to be connected or they'd be lame duck and, they don't want to be a part of it, or they're making them keep Jim Schwartz as a D coordinator. Maybe they don't like that and they can't come out and say that because another opportunity may say the same thing, but they'd be willing to do it with that organization. See, so there could be a number of things that could be really playing into this, all different, by the way, from the different candidates who pulled their names out. So, and then there's the history of the Cleveland Browns. So, so you got to just look at all the things above. That might have something to do with it. It's stuff in, and who wants to coach their Pro Bowl quarterback?
Okay, real quick before we go to break, let me dive into this because this is
hilarious.
So about an hour ago, Jordan Schultz came out and said that Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders has been added to the Pro Bowl roster as a replacement because of Drake May, who was going to the Super Bowl. So now he's got to get a replacement. So then you go down the list. Well, guys like Bo Nix, Josh Allen, these guys are banged up.
Cam
Ward, they're banged up. So they're not going because they're hurt and they don't want to go. So that falls down to list. So you want to know some of the names around this list that Shedeur Sanders was in contention with?
First of all, this is laughable because I was joking. I can't believe Shedeur Sanders is going to the Pro Bowl.
Yep.
I mean, this is. I don't even know if he should be able to qualify. How many games did he start? What is his stats? I mean, that's where we're at. Man.
So
there's nothing against Shedeur, but I mean, wow.
So Shedeur Sanders in this year.
What's his passing efficiency, his touchdown
that's the wrong question, Blaine.
Ratio. I mean, man, we got to, okay, good. He was a rookie quarterback. He did a good job there. But Pro Bowl? I mean, come on.
56.6%.
Because you're asking the wrong questions.
56.6 completion percentage, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I mean, that's a Pro Bowl quarterback number right there. I mean, according to today. So this is over guys like Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, where are they? Where they don't want to go?
Lamar Jackson. I haven't seen if they've turned stuff down. I just know that Shedeur's the guy whose name came up first after they went through all the other alternatives.
Trevor Lawrence finished the season, right?
Yeah.
How many Pro Bowls has he gone to?
Unless he won in the 2022 season, then probably none.
So he's the guy that should be going. Like that. I get Burrow probably he's banged up his toe and he fought to come back and I don't want to go. I know I didn't go to one when I had to get my knee scoped. Nah, pass.
See, I'm telling you, I bet they said people don't watch this game as much anymore because it's flag football. What's the most eye-popping name we can get in there?
So you say this is a business, huh?
Yeah, it's an entertainment business.
So
you may be onto something there.
So Trevor Lawrence was named the top alternate for the quarterback position, but I guess he turned it down. I guess he turned it down.
Way.
He might be dealing with an injury that he sustained. But again, you have guys like Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, C.J. Stroud. These are the names that Shedeur Sanders is over in the Pro Bowl, which is wild to me. You've taken all meaning out of this award.
What do you mean it's over? Didn't they turn it down? Those people didn't turn it down?
They were all healthy options by the end of the season, is what this article I'm reading.
But you're saying that he was ahead of the line for those guys. That's what you just said. Is that what you said?
That's what this article is making it seem like. That's what it's making it seem like.
Ahead of C.J. Stroud.
I can tell you A-Rod would never go. But
I knew A-Rod.
But yeah, those other guys.
C.J. No.
I don't know.
I think all these guys turned it down and they got down to him and they had no choice.
He wasn't in the top 10 for quarterbacks.
Don't be talking about no voting.
In the voting.
Stop this, man. Stop. C.J. Stroud wasn't?
I don't know. They might have.
I know you talk about Shedeur, but
so all they have right now is the fan voting by position. For quarterback, where is it on this list? Okay, here's for the top 10 for quarterback. Josh Allen, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, Jordan Love, Bo Nix, Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff.
Right, but that's the NFC AFC mix. I just that's AFC.
Blaine, they might have rescinded C.J. Stroud's vote after the.
You stop. You guys are horrible. I know he played bad there. Come on, man.
All this to say that Kevin Stefanski developed a Pro Bowl quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, got fired, and now the Atlanta Falcons picked him up, and they're going to have a better coach than the Browns because nobody wants to coach the Browns. That's how we're ending that one.
Well, congratulations, Shedeur.
So, yeah.
That's a consolation prize since, he didn't go first round or second round.
All right, when we come back, hour 2, we're going to dive into the coordinator options for the Titans. Some names coming out over the weekend. Who are the Titans waiting on?
Jackson.
Why are they waiting? Also, maybe a little college hoops update. Big games for Tennessee on Saturday and coming up this week.
Who they play?
They played Alabama.
I'm talking who do they play?
They played Georgia.
Oh.
And That game is on Wednesday.
Oh, I know Dominique's son on there.
So we'll talk about that coming up next right here on 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, it's Zach Lyons. If you wear glasses, you already know the struggle. I'm constantly looking for them, waking up blind without them, knocking them off the nightstand. Heck, I even have to get prescription sunglasses. So don't even get me started on vacation swimming. Forget it. Fogging up, smudges, scratches. My whole day revolves around these things so that I can see. And the truth is, I've been dealing with blurry vision for years. Glasses help, but they're also a hassle. And lately, I've been seriously thinking there has to be a better way. That's when I started hearing from my colleague, Sarah Cumulus, who had vision correction done by Dr. Horn at Vision for Life. And every single one of them said the same thing. They wish they'd done it sooner. So I did my homework, I read the reviews, and decided it was time. I'm going to have my vision corrected by Dr. Horn, and I'll walk you guys through the experience step by step before, during, and after at the end of February. If you're tired of dealing with glasses, contacts, or blurry vision, don't keep putting it off. Call Vision for Life at 615-436-2020 or visit visionforlife.com to schedule your consultation. I'll keep you posted, and trust me, I'm excited to finally see clearly.
Good afternoon from the Circus Sports of the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Ross Johnston. The Super Bowl is set as Mike Vrabel's Patriots will take on Mike McDonald's Seahawks in Santa Clara. Yesterday, the Patriots defeated the Broncos in Denver 10-7 as weather greatly impacted the second half. Drake May and Cortland Sutton had the game's lone touchdowns. Meanwhile, in Seattle, we got a barn burner as the Seahawks beat the Rams 31-27. Sam Darnold and Matthew Stafford went blow for blow as Darnold finished with 346 yards and 3 touchdowns, while Stafford had 374 yards and 3 touchdowns as well. In Titans news, due to weather conditions, head coach Robert Saleh's introductory press conference has been moved to Thursday at 2 p.m. Central. Also, according to Tom Pelissero, the Titans plan to interview Cliff Kingsbury and Adam Stenovich today for their offensive coordinator position. Another piece of Titans news, former defensive coordinator Denard Wilson has signed to become the new defensive coordinator for John Harbaugh and the New York Giants. Lastly, Jordan Schultz reports that Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders has been added to the Pro Bowl roster as a replacement, which makes him the first fifth-round rookie to make the Pro Bowl since Puka Nacua. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans of Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome back into hour number 2 of Cover 2 right here on 104.5 The Zone, brought to you by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. I'm Joseph Bonanno. Alongside me is the hitman Blaine Bishop, live from the Circus Sports at Mint Kentucky Downs studios. And let's switch gears a little bit. We've been talking a lot of football and Super Bowl, but let's take a look at the hardwood and what Tennessee basketball did over the weekend.
Oh, you watched the game? I know they won. They beat Alabama.
Oh, man, it was a
Very good game.
It was a very good game. Tennessee wins on the road 79-73 down in Tuscaloosa. Vols led by freshman phenom Nate Ament, who had 29 points on 10 of 20 shooting, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. I thought this was his best game of the season by far, no question. He looked comfortable. He looked like he belonged, and it showed on the stat sheet, and it showed on the floor, and he was the most productive player for the Vols.
Were you expecting that from day one?
I think I was. I think, and this might not be fair to him, but
Exactly.
I think the hype of the 5-star
Sam Darnold, the same day.
All the comparisons to Kevin Durant, I think this is what everyone expected to see from day one. Kind of like what Duke's gotten with Cam Boozer, what BYU's gotten with AJ Dibonsa. Yep. Thank you. This is what I think Tennessee fans were expecting from this 5-star. And now that he's gotten some experience, he's played in some games, some very physical games, and he's kind of learned that, hey, in college basketball, especially in the SEC, you're going to get some physical matchups. You got to play into it. And so now that he's kind of learning to play into that, I think he's getting a lot more comfortable, and we see what's happening with his growth, especially in that game against Alabama. Again, 29 points on 50%.
So if he comes back, the next game, which is what, this weekend?
Georgia on Wednesday. That game actually got moved from Tuesday because of the storms.
So if he only gets 10 points and, doesn't do so well shooting percentage, what do you think then?
It just depends how he plays, because not necessarily the production. It was how he was carrying himself on the floor, especially in these physical games. He was shying away from, driving towards the rim, shying away from the physicality of the game, and that's what people are like. Hey, man, you're 6'10". Go to the rim. What are we doing here? The last couple of weeks, he has started to come into that and play into that, and he doesn't succeed on every drive to the rim. He doesn't succeed on every shot, but you can see the light in his eyes start to click, and you can see the light in his eyes saying, oh, okay, I can do this. I belong here on this floor.
Yeah, what game is this? What number?
They're just over the halfway point, I believe, in the regular season.
I think this is game number 16, I believe, is how many games they've played.
Which also, to be fair with Nate Ament, it's not been a great year for him as expected, but I think the rest of the freshman class being so good has also in a way overshadowed him.
19 games. 19th game of the season.
I want y'all to listen to these numbers for 5 freshmen on Saturday. Keaton Wagler, 46 points against Purdue in a win. Kingston Flemings, 42 points against Texas Tech. DeBonsa, 43 points. Cam Boozer, 32 points. Darius Acuff, 31. Those are all true freshmen in college basketball.
So those are all the top 4 picks of the draft, and they ain't going to go fifth?
No, they won't be the top 4. There's other guys that will be. It's just a loaded
this is the
class.
best freshman class since
ever.
In a long time,
It
man.
is. I mean, you've got so many guys that you can argue to go in the top 5, and because there's so many of them, they're not all going to go. And so you're going to have guys fall to like the 10 to 12 to 15 range. And you're like, oh, he's only he wasn't even a top 10 pick. It's like, well, yeah, because this is such a crowded freshman class. It's unbelievable. And I think that kind of goes back to what I was saying is like the expectations for Nate Ament was to be one of these top freshmen in the country, but not every one of these 5-stars is going to be able to step in and immediately produce like a Cam Boozer did over at Duke. And so Nate's finally, and credit to Rick Barnes. Rick Barnes has not gone away from Nate Ament at all. Play call wise, giving him the ball, talking in pressers. He has constantly been in Nate Ament's corner. And you can see the growth week by week, game by game, just constantly getting better.
Some grow at different rates than others. And it's okay. But once, as you said, the light clicks on, then now you want to see how consistent. That's why I asked you, if he gets 10, what happens? Because then you want to see the body language from him.
Yep.
Is he still confident that he can get it done? Because you're going to have some up and down. It's basketball. You're going to have some great shooting nights. You're going to have some bad shooting nights. But you got to keep attacking. So we'll see how he responds from here on out. But, from what I saw from the extensive highlights and everything that I watched, man, that was a heck of a game with the point guard Gillespie, right? From
Jacoby
Belmont.
Gillespie, he had 24 on 8 of 20 of shooting.
He's dealing, man. I like him a lot. I think he's an NBA player.
Yeah, him and LeBaron Philon, the point guard for Alabama, who had 26 on 7 of 20. They had a great battle. Great battle.
Going back and forth. What about the NBA guy, the G League, whatever the guy? He didn't do nothing,
Charles
did he?
He looked good. I think he did. He had 13 points on 5 of 6 from the floor, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks.
What, did he look good because Tennessee in the paint didn't look good?
No. I think
okay.
I think now Alabama to start this game was killing Tennessee in the paint. At one point, it was like 24-12 in points in the paint, which is weird because these two teams are typically opposite. Tennessee typically is the team that scores in the paint, uses their big guys. Alabama is the ones that shoot 3. Now, to be fair, in this game, Alabama did shoot the 3 ball a lot. 26 times, they only made 6 of it, so 23%. Tennessee went 6 of 18, 33%. If you look at all the other stats, field goal percentage from the floor, free throw shooting, percentages are about even. It's the 3-point ball that typically Alabama is really good at is that hurt them in this game. And credit to Tennessee. They just came off of a decent-sized break after losing at home in heartbreaking fashion to Kentucky.
Yeah, I saw
where Kentucky walked in and in that second half just dog-walked Tennessee.
Man,
just dog-walked them and embarrassed them on their own home court. So Tennessee got a little bit of a break. They didn't play a midweek game last week, and they got to think about this game for a while. And then you had all the stuff about Charles Bediako and Alabama, getting an NBA or a G League player and credit to Tennessee that they were locked in on this game all the way through. There have been so many times this season where Tennessee has gotten a lead or they've gotten a run or they've been in a game and something happens and all of a sudden a 15-2 run for the other team just completely kills any momentum.
This game, were they?
They were actually down. They were down by 9.
I was watching this game at first and something distracted, but I was like, "Oh man, we're down." But they were still in striking distance,
and they were able to fight back.
They came out of the second half hard.
Yeah,
they came out swinging.
Which is something you haven't seen from this Tennessee basketball team a lot this season. Is when they get down, they're typically out. You lose the kind of that dog mentality that I'm going to call back and make sure I'm in this game all the way. I didn't see that on Saturday against Alabama. They were they were in this game, even when they were down by, I think it got to double digits maybe one time. I can't remember off the top of my head. I know it was at least by 9. They were never mentally out of this game. Even if out of the score, it was starting to separate a little bit, they were never mentally out of this game. And it showed, especially at the start of the second half and down the stretch when they kind of ran away with it.
Also, real quick, want to give a shout out to Vanderbilt as well. Started 16-0, Blaine, dropped 3 straight. Yeah. You kind of start, just athlete, kind of psyche. You start feeling like you've lost your momentum, going the wrong way. You go to Mississippi State, who's not a great team. They've got some good pieces. And 88-56, absolutely dominate them. They host Kentucky tomorrow. So good job by Vandy getting back on the winning track.
It'll be a big one for Vandy against Kentucky.
Their women's, they still undefeated?
17-3 now after that skid.
Women's team lost their first SEC matchup, which means the only undefeated SEC team in SEC play is the Tennessee Lady Bulls.
Ooh, there you go.
Top of the SEC.
Joseph, real quick, too, for the men's team at Tennessee, I know a lot of fans are maybe somewhat out on them. I don't know, because of the struggles. The one thing that gives me hope for them, not as a fan, just as an observer, is Gillespie, because what wins in March in college basketball is great guard play. And what he's been able to do this year, even with Ament and others struggling at times, has been excellent. And you never know if this team, the tournament's all about matchups. It doesn't really matter what seed you get unless, you have to travel a long way. It's about matchups. So you never know. You get a favorable matchup or a favorable region to how the Vols play style is, could make something shake.
I mean, that's what creates the Cinderellas in March Madness, which is, I think, the heart and soul of that tournament is the Cinderellas.
I think eventually, and Ross is completely on point there with the guard play in the tournament, but I think they're going to have to get more out of the post players in the tournament for them to really make an impact. Yeah, they got to get more. And Ament's got to show that he's going to be consistent, got to show that he can be physical, too, all the time. Once you get to the tournament, then he should be a matured young player that with all that kind of talent and should be feeling like I can't be stopped.
Yeah, Felix Okpara, who's the kind of the leader in that big room, had a solid game against Alabama. Jalen Carey left with a knee injury early. I think they said it looked like a hyperextension.
It certainly did. It was ugly.
So, and JP Estrella, who's kind of struggled lately, had some big rebounds at the end of that game, especially 2 defensive rebounds that got Tennessee the ball back and let them continue to push that advantage there as the clock winded down. So I think they need a little bit more consistency from the bigs, but I think Saturday was a good step. Now the question is, can they build on it, and then can they continue that through the rest of league play? And so that's the question. And basketball is all about runs. In the game, in season, when can you get hot at the right time? It's about runs and matchups. So if Tennessee can continue to grow in these positions where they've been hurt this season, so free throw shooting, in their guard play, Bishop Boswell with some really big minutes in the first half with 2 fouls, came in and scored 7 straight, I believe, when they were down by 9 to help call them back close before halftime. That's kind of what's going to... So it's going to be interesting to watch, see what Tennessee does down the stretch.
Blaine, are you a big March Madness guy?
Oh, yeah, I love that. I mean, you can't be from Indiana not.
You can dunk,
basketball.
Right? Oh, yeah. Or used to be able to dunk?
Oh, yeah, 360, by the way.
Look at that. Look at 300.
Yeah. Well, go look up at the combine. It says 42.5. Go look it up.
You got a video.
He kept on saying, video. Nobody was videoing back then.
I need a video.
I can have people call in. Hey, man, tell them how much I was dunking on the intramural team. It got to the point where they were asking me to go out for the basketball team at Ball State, actually.
I would have loved to see.
By the way, the guy who I played basketball with in high school was the point guard at Kentucky. We graduated together, Sean Woods. So he was the guy he thought he hit the game winner before Duke's long pass. And yeah, that was my high school. We were good friends, Sean Woods, by the way.
Blaine, you think your knees would allow you to get up like that now, or no?
Knees aren't that bad, but I can definitely not 360. That's for sure.
What if we move
I think I got a shot still, maybe I probably couldn't. I barely missed, probably.
Well, what if
I
we
wouldn't
move,
try that.
we'll move
My
it down to
body,
9
my whole
feet.
body would just tighten up as soon as I tried to get up in the air. Oh no! What are you doing?
How about we move it? How about we move it down to 9 feet?
Oh, 9 feet. It's a clean.
There you go.
Yeah, 9 feet. I may be able to steal 360.
He could tomahawk on 9 feet.
Yeah, I think I may be able to do
All
that.
right, when we come back, we'll go back into football mode and take a look at some of these coordinator options for the Titans. A list of names came out for both the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball. And one name the Titans are going to be waiting on as they get set to make their coaching staff official with Robert Saleh, whose introductory press conference, by the way, got moved to Thursday due to the weather. So it'll be Thursday at 2 o'clock. We'll play that right here on 104.5 The Zone. You're listening to Cover 2, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. Welcome back into Cover 2 here on 104.5 The Zone. I'm Justin Arno.
They hired Dayball?
They have not hired Dayball yet.
Okay, my bad. I was getting excited. I saw somebody on the chat say Dayball and then put eyeballs on it.
Man,
they got him.
I really wish that Dayball would just make a decision on this, or the Bills would make a decision on Dayball and this Buffalo head coaching job, because I really feel like Dayball is Robert Sala's number one option here. And I think he's Titans fans' number one option. He's the front office's number one option. I think he is the number one option here in Tennessee.
We got to get him.
Unfortunately for the Titans, they are in sit and wait mode. And
does he have a Twitter account? X account?
I looked. I don't think he does.
No?
I don't think he does. I thought
look at this, Brian. The Bills are still interviewing guys. You know, if they wanted you, one and done, it would have already happened.
See, that's what I would
We're ready for it.
Or they're assembling his staff.
Nah. They might say, we want you. We're ready for you here.
Oh, man, I'm tired of it, man. If they come on, man.
This is the Bills head coaching search from today. So first off, news out of there is Philip Rivers took himself out of the conversation. Got interviewed for the job, took himself out today. Said he wasn't ready for it with his family. The other...
What? That don't even make sense. What did you do the interview for?
I don't know. The other... maybe just to go through the process. The other candidates for the Bills is Lou Anarumo, Joe Brady, Brian Daboll, Anthony Lynn, Grant Udinski, which I have an inkling about him. I have an inkling about him because I feel like the same thing Jesse Minter did with the Browns is he pulled himself out of the Browns job.
And then got hired.
And then he got hired by the Ravens the next day.
So where else is Udinski interviewed?
I think
Arizona.
I think he's just waiting on the Bills right now. Because he got, like Blaine mentioned, he got a pay raise in Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. But that's only if he doesn't take the Bills head coaching job, which he's still in the running for. I don't feel like you don't take yourself out of another head coaching job unless you really don't like that team or that franchise or that organization, or you know that you have a good chance to get another one just like Jesse Minter did with the Ravens. So that might be a name to watch over there for Buffalo, which would be good news for Titans fans. One, because it hurts Jacksonville. Gets their OC knocked out, even though I don't know if he calls plays. I think Liam Cohen calls plays. I'd have to look that up to double check. So I don't take my word on.
I think Liam does.
And then they interviewed Davis Webb this morning as well,
and yes,
early afternoon.
Davis Webb was added to the list as well. So,
but did you know who Davis Webb was before all these interviews started happening with Davis?
Yes, only because of him playing at Cal.
And
he played. He was on the Giants.
He was even playing in the NFL.
He was on the Giants at one point, I believe, as a backup.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, he was like third backup.
But that's only, I didn't, I'm not well versed in Davis Webb's career.
Same Davis Webb?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in for a head coach. He's 30?
I think he's young. Yeah.
Man, I thought he was real tight with
all signs point to him being a head coach one day. It's just, is it now?
Is it
Probably
now
not.
So that leaves us with the Titans, and they're in wait and see mode with Daboll. But they can't just sit on their hands. They can't just they've got to get some other names in the building.
I have a backup plan.
And everybody heard of the number one name outside of Brian Daboll last week, which was Arthur Smith. He's gone. He's been hired at Ohio State as offensive coordinators. That I think a lot of Titans fans are happy with that. I don't think they wanted him here. Been there, done that kind of thing. Saw what he did with Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Again, we talked about it earlier. A lot of Steelers fans hated his play calling.
So everyone was asking if Jonnu Smith had college eligibility left. Could he suit up for Ohio State?
Because he brought Jonnu to Atlanta and then brought him to Pittsburgh when he moved. Yeah. The other name outside of Brian Daboll was a Mike McDaniel. Obviously, he's not available anymore. He was officially signed as the Chargers offensive coordinator this morning. He was still in contention for that Bills job, but pulled his name out and officially signed with the Chargers. They announced that today. Bobby Slowick was a name that I was really interested in for the Titans outside of Daboll. Unfortunately, the Dolphins scooped him up as their offensive coordinator, and he's going to go down there with Jeff Hafley down in Miami. Two names that came out from Tom Pelissero either last night or this morning.
I think it was Saturday.
It was Saturday night. Cliff Kingsbury and Adam Stenavich, who are both going to be interviewing with the Titans this week. Kingsbury obviously let go. I know it's quote-unquote parted ways, but I'm pretty sure he was, if you go behind the scenes, he was probably, hey, man, we're going to move in a different direction with the Commanders. And so Adam Stenavich is the offensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. Now, he does not call plays. Matt LaFleur handles the play calling. So I don't know if that turns you off on Adam Stenavich at all, or if you want a guy that's called plays before in the offensive coordinator position for Cam Ward.
Mm-hmm. What about you? What you think?
Obviously, Daboll is my number one. I would like a guy that has called plays before, just because we kind of saw how that worked out with Brian Callahan. And I know that's not fair to compare everybody to what happened with Brian Callahan, but I think it would just instill a little bit more confidence in this fan base and in this coaching staff if they had a guy at the helm of the offense that has called plays before and is used to working with quarterbacks like that, like a Brian Daboll, like a Cliff Kingsbury. I'm not going to say Adam Stenavich can't come in here and be a good offensive coordinator because I genuinely don't know. But if I was leaning out of these three guys, Daboll is my number one. But I'd probably go Cliff Kingsbury over Stenavich just because of the experience. Plus, he's got the head coaching experience, too. I don't know how much that'll help him. This is essentially going to be the head coach of the offense. So I think that will be another level to this when they bring this guy in.
So is his background more LaFleur West Coast offense? Or where's his background before Green Bay? I'd love to know that.
So,
but I'm right there with you, though. You can't get scarred by previous experience. I would love to have someone experienced, but I would let the coach know I want him to hire who he wants. But, hey, man, if this thing doesn't work out and it doesn't look very good this first year, we may have to go in a different direction.
So Stenavich is an offensive line guy. So he was with San Francisco from 2017 to 2018, which is where he knows Saleh from. He was an assistant offensive line coach. He got hired to the Green Bay Packers as their head O-line coach in 2019. Where he was then promoted to run game coordinator in 2021 and eventually getting the offensive coordinator position in 2022 and being the offensive coordinator under LaFleur since 2022.
Oh.
So he's a run guy, offensive line guy. So, which is what I think you kind of need under Cam Ward, because what did we see where Cam Ward succeeded the most last year is when Tony Pollard started getting, going for the Titans and that run game started to really work. That's when Cam Ward found a lot of his success towards the end of the year last year.
Take it a step above that. When did Tony Pollard start succeeding? When the offensive line started playing better. And that's why with these two guys, I would lean more Stenavich, not by much, because I think having that deep understanding of the offensive line play and how it affects an offense as a whole, because you're not going to have a good offense without an O-line. I like that over Cliff Kingsbury, who I like his experience, obviously, compared to Stanovich's, but Blaine, we've been talking about it. We haven't seen him adapt his system in the NFL to a running quarterback, so to say, without, because Cam ain't Kyler Murray, Cam ain't Jaden Daniels.
True.
So that's why, now, if it's between those two, I'm not going to be mad at either one. I think it's a toss-up, but I would lean more Stenavich.
Yeah, this is really interesting because not knowing and seeing him call plays, that's, for me, and only Saleh would know because he's worked with him before. Now, you say he's an O-line guy, so that means he's more run-oriented. You say that, remember when Pollard started running the ball, that worked, right? Do you think Cam Ward thinks that way? Do you think he actually thinks that way? That he believed that when they started running the football, he had more success? Because that's what really matters. So it takes me back to, I thought he's going to be part of the interview process.
Oh, Cam?
Yeah.
I know he wasn't really a part of the interview process with Saleh because he was down in Miami when they were hiring Saleh.
You got to earn that right to be part of the process. So you're a rookie player. So
like Josh Allen with the Bills.
Right, exactly. So I'm just saying, so here, now, does that style match up in his system going to match up well with Cam Ward? So does he value that, we need to run the football in the National Football League more than we should have in the beginning anyway? Or does he want to be able to throw the football over the yard and saw that that's not as effective as is in the NFL as it was in college? So it'll be interesting to see. I just wanted to match up Amir, and that's why I like Dayball. I think all the different quarterbacks he's worked with, he's kind of modeled the style of offense to their skill sets. And I really appreciate coaches that do that. So I kind of like Dayball here. I'm not a big Cliff guy, but it just, he's your second option. You probably have no other way to go but that way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope the Bills go a different direction than Dayball. I hope they look at Dayball and think, been there, done that with Josh Allen. Like, he's been there, done that, because he was Josh Allen's offensive coordinator for the first 4 years while he was there. And then they got Joe Brady after
and he developed
Dayball
him
left.
And he got better.
And Joe Brady helped him get better. So I'm hoping, hey, let's not go back to what we did before MVP Josh Allen. Let's think about advancing this thing forward and finding, more growth. Don't go backtrack. And then that leaves Dayball free and jobless and able to come here to Tennessee. Thoughts?
Yeah, that's keep your fingers crossed. That's where I'm at, man. I'm hoping we get Dayball. I'm all in. All chips are in. Matter of fact, I would probably go so much in if I was the owner, I'd make him the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL.
That's not.
That's how much I got to get this done.
I know I know you kind of chuckled there a little bit, but honestly,
hey,
he's been a head coach in this league. He's won an NFL coach
so then
of the
we'll
year.
Have 3 head coaches: Fossil, Saleh, and Dayball.
I mean,
you can't get any better.
And you don't really need a head coach on the defensive side because you have Robert Saleh. So really, Robert Saleh on the defensive side needs to just find his right-hand man. Speaking of defensive coordinators, just to keep everybody up to date, there are 3 names that have been out there for the defensive coordinator position. Obviously, the 2 last week, Cowboys defensive line coach Aaron Whitecotton and Bears defensive backs coach and pass game coordinator Al Harris. Over the weekend, Ian Rappaport put out that Texans defensive backs coach Dino Vasso, I think I'm pronouncing that right, was added to the list of interviews for defensive coordinator. Apparently, mentors Matt Burke and Jim Schwartz have been pushing for Vasso behind the scenes to get one of these open DC jobs around the league. So we'll see what happens with the defensive coordinator. I don't think that's as important as OC because you have Robert Saleh who's going to be calling the plays on the defense. The OC is going to be the head coach of the offense, which again, I think why they need to get Dayball because he's had success as a head coach. He's had success as an offensive coordinator. He's had success developing a rookie quarterback or a young quarterback, 2 young quarterbacks. Really helped Daniel Jones a little bit there in New York towards the end. Which is why I think Dayball is the number 1 option and why I think it's worth the Titans waiting on him or on Buffalo to make a decision on him.
You think Dayball's just using it for leverage and he knows he's got the job?
Probably. I don't think he knows he's got the Buffalo job, but I think I think you could definitely using the Titans for leverage at some point because I think it has been very well known and pushed out there that Dayball is deciding between the Bills' head coaching job, and if he doesn't get it, he's coming to Tennessee to be the OC. Multiple reports that have said that. So we'll have to see.
You think anybody on staff that was previously on staff should get an opportunity to be an OC?
For the Titans?
Yeah, like Bo Hardigree or any of those guys?
Negative.
No.
As a negative?
I'm kind of
negative.
You saw Denard Wilson got hired as the Giants' defensive coordinator under Harbaugh. So I know
he used to be the DB coach.
That's right.
Harbaugh.
Yes, he did. So it makes you think maybe if Harbaugh came here, maybe Denard would still be here.
Oh, he would have had a chance.
This is why I like for Saleh, and I know he's going to call the defense, but with the defensive coordinator spot, one of these former guys who was with him on the Jets, either Aaron Whitecotton or Mike Rutenberg, who Mike Rutenberg is essentially Jeff Ulbrich's right-hand man, and Ulbrich was kind of Saleh's at the Jets. So just having that familiarity with the system and the scheme, and also great knowledge and detail of the positions they coach. The D-lines for Aaron Whitecotton have been great. The linebacker rooms for Rutenberg have been great. I think they've got good candidates in that spot as well. I know no one's really thinking about it. Everyone's worried about this OC hire, which I get. But like Blaine said this last week, who's going to be the defensive mouthpiece every week in practice? The D coordinator. Saleh's got to worry about everybody.
Yeah.
So this is more important than people actually think it is.
Yeah. Also, by the way, if Dayball, is anybody else interviewing Cliff Kingsbury? Because
Not that I've seen. No, I
okay,
haven't
I just
really
want to make
seen.
sure because they could be sitting there with their heads tied.
I thought
and
the
both guys
Ravens did. Obviously, their job's taken, but that was like the only one I had seen, I think.
Yeah, I hadn't seen a lot, so
No, it's a good point because that was kind of the same way we were talking that if they were going to go after McDermott before they hired Saleh, that like maybe you lose Saleh. Maybe it's the kind of same situation with Dayball. Like, hey, if you're going to wait on Dayball here, you might lose Cliff Kingsbury, but maybe they're okay with that.
Is it still just weird to y'all that we have not heard a peep from McDermott yet?
Yeah,
Like not a he's interested in TV or he's sitting out. Not even any of that.
yeah, it's a little weird.
haven't heard a
because
thing.
Harbaugh was like immediately like you knew Harbaugh was.
how many more years did he have on the Bills deal?
I don't know. But Joseph Harbaugh was quick. I mean, Tomlin, they had been saying he might want to go to TV before the season was even
before
over.
the season
Well,
even
well,
started.
some coaches, and I mean, he's not an older coach, but he's been in the industry a little bit. He was on the staff there with me in Philadelphia. Really good human being. He may be still kind of in a shock and say, you know what, maybe I need to take a break. This is a year where there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of competition. Maybe I increase my value if I just sit out this year and wait for the next cycle of head coaches, being that we haven't heard his name with any job.
Well, also
That
look
has to be the case.
what's left for him. You got Arizona, the Raiders, and the Browns. Is any of that as a veteran coach who would like to be a contender?
Yeah,
does
no,
that seem
I
too
think I
promising?
take the Vrabel route.
Yeah.
Sit off a year and then go get a team that I can, because he said he already didn't want to rebuild. So go get a team that's kind of right there on the fringe. That's got a lot of pieces, and then just go take them over and take them to the playoffs. I think that's the best route for Sean McDermott. All right, we're gonna wrap up with a mock draft.
My draft?
A mock draft. Daniel Jeremiah's first mock draft for the 2026 draft. And you're not going to
thought we were
believe.
making one.
No.
That's what I thought he was talking about. I was like, oh, well.
You're not going to believe what position he drafted for the Titans at number 4.
Oh, my.
We'll talk about it next.
Running back. Naturally, the holiday season is over, and now you have your New Year's resolution, and it is to get off some of these LBs. And the approach to weight loss at Edge Peptide and hormone therapy is a little bit different. We make sure all the patients have extensive lab work and face-to-face conversation in office with our nurse practitioner to create a customized treatment plan tailored to your specific needs. They use only U.S.-based FDA-audited compounding pharmacies because knowing where your peptides come from always matters. Get to also enjoy accessing their in-body scanner to track weight loss and make sure you're maintaining that muscle mass that you have gained, as well as get to lower your A1C, keeping your cravings in check, prioritizing protein, and having someone guide your journey from start to finish. So call the team at Edge Peptide for all your wellness questions at 615, of course, 724-1878. That's 724-1878 or edgepeptide.com.
Welcome back into Cover 2 here on 104.5 The Zone, brought to you by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. And Blaine, with the Super Bowl matchup now set, it is officially time to move on to the NFL Draft.
Oh, the mock draft.
And it's time for the mock drafts to start coming out. And the first one I saw today was from Daniel Jeremiah at Move the Sticks on Twitter, who's big in the draft space, and he put out his mock draft 2026 1.0. So
already,
yeah. So I'll give you the top 10, and then I'll go back and give you the Titans at number 4. So number 1, he's got the Raiders drafting quarterback Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana.
I thought you were gonna let me guess.
I'll let you guess the Titans.
Oh, okay. Well, you taking some of the people away, right?
Okay. Number 2, the Jets. You want to guess?
Oh, no, I just want to guess the I want to guess position.
Okay.
I'm going to say,
Go ahead.
You said it was something crazy. So I'm basing off of that, so I'm going to go running back.
Which a lot of people say that could be an option with Jeremiah Smith or Jeremiah Love. So.
I mean, Jeremiah Love, yeah, he is one of the best prospects coming out. He definitely is the number 1 running back.
Number 3, the Cardinals drafted an offensive tackle, Spencer Fano, out of Utah.
Oh.
And that gets us to the Titans at number 4. So you've had quarterback Fernando Mendoza, linebacker Arvell Reese, offensive tackle Spencer Fano. So you've got a lot of options to work here. Reuben Bain, David Bailey, Jeremiah Love, Caleb Downs. Daniel Jeremiah has the Tennessee Titans drafting offensive tackle Francis Maigoa out of Miami.
What? Oh, that's that 70 dude with them long arms?
Yeah, which was kind of a shock when I saw this, when I was reading this mock draft, because I was not thinking offensive tackle. But then it got me thinking, maybe J.C. Latham moves inside. Maybe they put this guy out at right tackle. You got Dan Moore at left tackle. And then all you really need to do is solidify your center position if you move on from Lloyd Cushenberry. Because then you have your right guard in Peter Skronsky, or in J.C. Latham, your right tackle in this guy, your left tackle in Dan Moore, your left guard in Skronsky, and then find a center and you're good.
How bad was Latham? How many sacks did he give up?
Oh, I don't know. I have to look that up. Ross,
he said it was 1.0. So I didn't know, he's going to change as time goes on.
This will change. But
and maybe this is just the order he has them ranked as players.
Maybe.
I just don't know if Latham played as bad, where I'm thinking about moving to guard. I just don't recall. Maybe I have to go back and watch
Based
more
on
film. He didn't give up more. How many sacks did he
Based
give up?
on PFF, he gave up 8 sacks this season.
8 sacks. According to Faux Scoop in the chat on FNM, on the FNM Bank chat, Francis was number 61 for Miami. The right
61. Yeah,
61.
I got you, yeah.
So this was his explanation for Francis Maigoa. This offseason is about helping Cam Ward take the next step, and that starts with doing a better job of protecting him. Maigoa has excellent size and strength and still has room to develop.
But is it position of need?
I don't.
You said 8 sacks was J.C. Latham?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm still going pass rusher.
Yeah. So
I'm still going pass rusher. I'm going Bain or the Texas Tech guy.
David Bailey.
Here's the rest of the top 10, which I think you'll be surprised where those two guys go. So at number 5, the Giants had cornerback Mansour Delaney out of LSU. Number 6, the Browns taking edge rusher David Bailey out of Texas Tech. Number 7, the Commanders taking linebacker Sonny Styles out of Ohio State. Number 8, the Saints taking running back Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame. The Chiefs at number 9 landing edge rusher Reuben Bain Jr. out of Miami. And wrapping up the top 10, the Bengals cornerback Jermod McCoy from Tennessee.
Oh, at 10?
Some people say that if he hadn't torn his ACL, he's a top 3 player in this draft.
I took him at 4 in the Giants rebuild.
Game in the playoff game?
He did.
He didn't do so well.
Well, no, he did not.
Toasted.
Jeremiah
Both
Smith.
of them were.
Yeah. Him and Ricky Gibson.
I don't know about that one.
Some other notes from Daniel Jeremiah's first mock draft. Vols cornerback Colton Hood, he had going at number 12 to the Cowboys. So that's 2 Tennessee cornerbacks going within the top 15. The first
I'd be interested to see what he runs in his 40.
Me too. I
don't know. That's really
and
high.
See what he's going at the Senior Bowl.
Boy, he gets in people's grill, boy. I just don't know how much you'll be able to put your hands on people like that in the NFL. Guys are better. But
who do you think
is tough.
The first wide receiver was taken in his mock draft?
The Tyson.
You asking makes me think it's Lemon.
I like Arizona State guy.
It's Mekhi Lemon out of USC. He had him as the first wide receiver off his board, going number 13 overall to the Rams.
He's built a little bit like Amon St. Brown. Is he built like a little bit like that?
Mm-hmm. He's kind of smaller guy, but he's kind of thicker. Yeah. Yeah. Another note from this from his mock draft as we wrap up. He had 18 defensive players going in the first round.
Oh.
And just 14 offensive players, which is a complete 180 from what we've seen in the last couple years.
Yeah. Well, it's just the strength of the draft.
It is the strength of the draft.
Yeah. So it's,
pay a premium for a pass rusher.
Tennessee fans, I'm interested to see if those corners go that high. That's impressive.
And if the Titans get an offensive tackle at number 4 overall?
I don't think I'd be. I wouldn't be, but I don't know. I haven't watched J.C. To me, J.C. Latham was playing with an injured hip, so I don't know the extent, of how bad that was or wasn't. And I thought he was being a true trooper playing injured, which is always conflicting as a player because you feel like as long as you're not hurting the team and you're better than the guy that they put out there, then you're doing, a great job for your team. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Tough call.
Tough call. We'll see. That was only 1.0, so there will be plenty to come in the future as we dive more into the draft and the Super Bowl. Blaine, it's been fun on a Monday.
Oh, yeah.
We got a whole week of this. You'll be with Lucas Panzica tomorrow, and then I'll be back with you on Wednesday. Remember, Robert Saleh's press conference on Thursday at 2 o'clock moved due to the weather. It's been fun doing this. This has been Cover 2 on 104.5 The Zone, brought to you by all Four Seasons Garage Doors. And in the meantime...
And in between time, peace.